What's up YouTube? Kai, I'm back up in here with another video, and today we have a long-awaited vintage haul. This is an accumulation of a bunch of clothing that I've had from the past couple of months, I would say. Some vintage shopping, some vintage boutiques that have sent me some clothing. Thanks to them. Big shout out to them. I'll have all the links in the description below of all the vintage garm dealers out there that are in this video so that you too could get some vintage in your life. But before we get into all of that, we got to thank the sponsor of today's video, which is Scentbird. Huge shout out to Scentbird. Scentbird is a monthly subscription service that gives you the opportunity to sample over 600 brands. That's within fragrance, cosmetic, and skincare, which is amazing. This makes sure that you don't have to really commit to anything, and you also get to try a mass amount of different brands so that you can know the true products that work for you, and then you could then segue into buying those long-term. Best way to shop. I personally have a lot of commitment issues when it comes to like buying into brands. I like knowing that I actually like the product, so this is the best way of shopping in my personal opinion. Scentbird lets you choose a new designer fragrance to choose each and every month, and that's just at the small price of $15. Crazy. And that goes for both men's and women's product. Each month you'll get a 30-day supply of fragrance. This equates to about like 120 to 140 sprays, which is a lot more than you get at those small little stores that give you like the travel size, sample size, which is like close to nothing. They have a huge selection of colognes varying from Tom Ford to Gucci, and they actually partner up with a majority of these brands, so you can ensure that all of these brands that you're buying into are 100% authentic when you're receiving them. You can also upgrade your plan to receive up to 2 to 3 products every month instead of just getting one. They've even gone as far as to expand into skincare, cosmetic, and even wellness, which focuses a bit more on nutrition. So if this is not something that you're interested in, which is like fragrance and everything like that, they have a whole bunch of other product that might interest you, so definitely go check them out. And those packages of products still equate to $15 a month, so you could try out a multitude of different products for yourself at just $15 a month and just see what suits your personal liking. For example, brands like Earnest Supplies, these are things that you could probably find in the other array of product that they offer. Scentbird also launched their own bamboo charcoal line, which is unisex and also has products such as cleansing sticks and masks, so that if you're tired of colognes, you can also try these products at the same time that they carry for the very same $15 a month. Now this month I received actually 2 fragrances that I really dig. Both of them are really perfect for my personal likings, so I'm gonna go through them right now. They have these crazy little carrying cases for each of them, and they're just super convenient for just on-the-go situations. Throw them in your little bag and you just like touch up throughout the day, which is like the best for me. You can even put these in your pocket, that's how small they are, but they're also like a fair amount of fragrance that you're carrying around with you. So this is a little tube. Look at how sleek that is, like crazy presentation. Scentbird right there, and it kind of opens up like a lipstick. Boom, you have it out, and then you could take it out like this, and then focus for me. So we have this one from Prada that they sent over, really nice. You can put it back in here. But yeah, this I would say it's very like fresh and spicy, which I like in the summertime for the most part. Let me get fresh and spicy, but also it's gonna last a long time. You could tell it's a bit of a stronger fragrance, so you won't need too much of it, which I also enjoy. It lets you know that it's actually gonna work a long time throughout the day and won't like, it'll linger a lot more, which is something that I do enjoy out of a fragrance. And the next one that I got, another twist. This one's in blue, really nice color this time. Crazy. Get that, take that out. Acqua di Parma, I think that's how you pronounce it. Hopefully that's right. Have a little liquid in there. All the fragrance. And then we'll put it on the top right here, I think. Put it here. This one's a lot softer, a lot more like powdery, which I do enjoy. I really enjoy their scents, Acqua di Parma. I always tend to like gravitate to their scents. My friend Homage put me onto them, but really like how soft that is. It reminds me a lot of the fragrances that I frequent on a daily, so enjoyed that a lot. So all of that being said, you can make sure to use my discount code KYRON30, which gives you 30% off of your first purchase, and that makes it just $10 for your first month. of your order, which is crazy. 10 bucks is like literally nothing. So if you are curious of getting into fragrances, the best way to just like get a jump start and figure out what you actually enjoy. You can test out a few models and see what is perfect for you. And if you're not into fragrance, you could definitely find out a whole lot of other products that are related to like cosmetics, skincare, etc., even wellness. Definitely go check them out. Thank you to Scentbird for sponsoring this video. On to the vintage pickups. Let's go. I am so excited to get into these vintage pickups, you guys. Like, I haven't done one of these hauls in a very long time, so I just want to kick it off and get into some of the pieces that I've been really enjoying. Vintage has a huge special place in my heart just because it's affordable and then also very individualistic. A lot of the time, a lot of people aren't going to be caught in the same things as you when you're out and about, which makes it a lot more particular and helps you develop your own personal style. I recommend a lot of people to go and try their own swing on shopping vintage or just shopping thrifted items, just because when you're working with a tighter budget, it's the easiest way to shop because you go out there and you really try things out that you wouldn't normally do if it's like associated to a brand, you know what I mean? I feel like a lot of the times a brand could kind of save an item and make you buy into it without even really thinking if you'd buy it yourself or if it didn't have the brand's association to it. So vintage is why I like all of these things. Also sustainability, of course, but yeah, vintage is great. Hopefully you guys enjoy these items. I'm gonna get into one of the first ones that I've really enjoyed. These Cowboy boots that I touched on in a video not too long ago. These are a newer Cowboy boot, I want to say. Might not be for everyone, like I said before. Something that is for a certain type of style, I want to say. Kind of different from the brown pair that I have. Like I said, they're a bit newer, a bit shinier, a bit more modern, but they still serve the purpose that I wanted. Slight little Cuban heel on the back right there. The only thing I wish is that they had like a bit more of a pointy toe, but they're still very luxurious in the black shiny leather that they carry. They were a bit tight on me at first, but I took out the insole and now they're perfect, all real leather. And they're by Dan Post, so you could definitely find something like that if you look them up. They're like a pretty standard cowboy boot brand from what I see. And yeah, Dan Post, see that, boom. So the cowboy boots, moving sturdy if you're trying to get into boots in general. Like I said in my last boots video, cowboy boots are a great way to jump into that because I paid like $100 for those flat with tax in, because I think they were 75 plus tax. Ended up being around that price. Great way to jump into boots just because it's not going to be super expensive for you. A lot of these designer boots are like upward of $1,400, which is very daunting to most people. So getting something like a cowboy boot or even like a engineer boot, any of these like thrifted or secondhand boots could be really useful to you. Even the military boots, if you want to go to a surplus store, these are all things that you could try out to see if you actually do like boots. Then you could then invest into some of the high-end stuff. So cowboy boots is one of those things. Try it out, then you could go and get some like Saint Laurent or like Celine type things, you know what I'm saying? Transitions, it's how you elevate in the style realm, you know what I mean? The next item, sticking with the footwear, we're gonna go with this piece from Old Clothes Are Cool. Shout out to Old Clothes Are Cool, one of my favorite vintage sellers. Always hooking it up. He actually started a YouTube channel, so I'll make sure to go link that in the description below. There's not too many people on YouTube that's like semi-attached to this community that talks about vintage and actually educates people on vintage, such as like dating Levi's and like actually knowing what true vintage is versus like early 2000s vintage and other things of that nature. Just overall education in the vintage space is well needed because I'm not well versed in everything. I know my fair share, but I'm not like a wizard like how Old Clothes Are Cool is. So he actually sent me these 90s Chuck Taylor Converse All-Stars, of course, in my favorite color, which is yellow. Crazy because these are actually made in the USA, so they're made a lot better than how the new ones are made, unless you get like the 70s pair, which I do fancy, but just the cut of these is so unique, and I know a lot of people aren't gonna really have these, kind of like how I discussed before. These came with no laces, so I ended up buying just these like long white laces to accompany them. And you can actually try and see if I could get that detail of the made in the USA. I don't think I'll be able to. I don't think I'm getting it, but anyway, trust and believe, they're made in the USA. just changes the manufacturing. Like, people really cared when they made them back there then. So yeah, love these. You guys know how much I love yellow, and they're gonna be styled super nice with like a pair of Dickies, very classic wear, even some Levi's, true 90s fit. On to the next one. You guys know how I feel about like used shoes. Also, I rarely buy into that, but like when it's like vintage like these, there's no other way to get them, I rock with them. Next pair, you guys know how I feel about vintage military fatigue OG 107 pants. One of my favorite pants ever, just because like the shade of the green is perfect, and then most of the time when I see other people with them, I'm like jealous because it fits them so well. I've been hunting for the best fitting pair, like a super wide pair that gives you that almost Visvim-esque look. I love them. They're just a great solid classic pant, and the pair that I own is great. I actually got those from Old Clothes Are Cool, but the one, it still wasn't like as wide for me. It was tapering a little bit at the ankle. So shopping at Palmo Goods, they just opened up a store. If you guys are interested in me and Megs doing a part 2 vintage shopping video, where we just go in the shop, show you guys around, show you the ambiance, actually how we would go about shopping vintage and like picking out some outfits, etc. I could definitely do that because we haven't done that in a couple months, and now they're in a whole new store, so that could be a solid video. So if you would like that, make sure to like the video, comment it down below that you want that video, make it happen for you guys. But all that to say, I found the perfect pair of fatigue pants at Palmo Goods. Love these pants, you guys. They're so good. They're so perfect. And now they're like the wide cut. That leg opening is perfect for me. And now I'll be able to like let them go to someone else that actually would need them. I think that there's like clearly a market for them right now. It's so hard to find a pair in my size. So I'm gonna let go of my other pair that I got from Old Clothes Are Cool, keep this pair just because I feel like I'll wear it a lot more. I'm just really grateful to find a pair that actually fits me now. Gonna get a ton of wear out of this. Definitely gonna be wearing this out in New York. So catch me rocking those out in New York and all that. Your next piece that I got was also from Palmo Goods. This is a pair of 517s. Everybody knows, or you should know if you don't know, now you know, 517s is a goated pair of Levi. Flare, slight little flare, aka a boot cut to the pant, so it really gives a nice fit, falls on the shoes and the boots like glue. You can see that slight little flare going on right there. But this wash was just so distinct. It reminded me of a lot of the pants that my dad would buy into when I was younger. He was a big fan of like G-Star and like Double RL and Ralph Lauren denim in general. So true Americana wash, I would say, from like the early 2000s or something like that. Just like the whiskering here was just like super nostalgic to me. Also the repairs, really beautiful. You can see that here. Some of the repair work. Super solid. Like, and also another unique thing that stood out to me when I was flipping through, I was like, oh, it's missing a like one of the back pockets, which is like, obviously I would love for it to be there, but it kind of like looks really nice. It adds a lot of character because you see the true indigo color that was there before it got all washed out after the wear and the washing process. It's an orange tab pair of 517s. They're missing the patch. I don't know what happened to it, but beautiful pair of pants, man. They fit amazing. They're actually like labeled a size 34, but they fit a 32. Through the washing process, Levi's tend to like shrink in the oddest way, so I always recommend trying them on if you have the opportunity to when you're shopping vintage Levi's, or just ask for measurements and really master the measurements that you need for your personal body type. That's the best way to get clothing that fits you well, because the fit is the most important thing, then everything else follows. You'll be goated. So next up, we have this pair from Old Clothes Are Cool. Once again, this guy's star-studded. He's coming through in the clutch every single time. We have another pair of 517s. He told me that these were made out of what like the old 501s denim was made out of. If you guys don't know, vintage Levi's, the weight of the denim kind of changes by the year as well. And this one, the makeup of it and just like how the ounce feels, it feels a lot more rigid and vigorous than the other 517s that were made. can kind of tell by the tag as well, like it's an older pair definitely. But yeah, also a dark wash. Just been getting more into the dark washes because I don't own too many, because I was buying so many light washes back when I was on my Levi's frenzy. That being said, we got a dark wash amongst us. But yeah, really super nice pair of 517s. Classic dark wash, can't really go wrong. Beautiful flare. We love it all. We love all of it and we enjoy it all. Now, getting into these two pairs of pants, not really common brands that you would see on here, but it's not always about the brand, and also an example of how you could find goods in the thrift store. A lot of the times when I shop in the thrift store, a lot of things are like vacant just because there's this surgence of like Depop selling and like TikTok era. Everything kind of just gets boomed out and no one could really shop anymore because everyone's shopping clearly. So you can't find much anymore is what I'm trying to say, unless it's like a curated boutique and then you're gonna be paying like a premium. But even the thrift stores are a premium sometimes now. So anyway, all that to say, you have to change how you shop sometimes, right? So for me, I used to just shop men's bottoms. Now the men's bottom section is like a drought. There's nothing in there anymore. Now I go to the women's bottom section. I've been talking about this on the channel for quite some time now, so it's just a little bit of sauce I'll give you guys. Shop into women's and then look at your size equivalent in women's. I think mine's is like a 14 or something like that. 14 or 11, I can't really remember, but anyway, I just try them on whenever I get home, or I do the neck trick, see if it connects around my neck, and then that's how I know it works. And this, I found this like, what is it? This like made in Italy brand. They're called Take Two. Has these Japanese symbols on the bottom. I never really heard of this brand, but just the fit was really interesting to me. Obviously it's a women's pant, so it's a bit of a lower rise, smaller pockets and smaller back pockets. But the overall fit of the bottom is what I love the most. I actually wore these during Mural Fest, and a lot of people were giving me compliments on them just because like I've never really seen too many others with a pant like this. Has this button opening on the bottom, so it kind of reminds me of those Rick trousers that a lot of people were buying into not too long ago. But yeah, super nice. Really enjoy these. Also the wash is very unique. Like I said, been getting into the dark wash. But yeah, nice flare on them. Super unique pant. I love them. Really enjoying them. I want to wear them a lot more often just because of how unique they are, and I know I won't see too many other people in them. So, and I found them in a women's section, and no one would know. Nobody has to know. And then I found this other pair, which is by Maker's True Originals. I have no idea what brand this is. I just found it and it looked pretty interesting to me, so I decided to snag it. Had like some UK logos on it and other things of that nature. It kind of reminded me of like True Religion, but like a bit more tasteful, obviously. So that's the back, and then also has like a little flare. Cool little leg opening. This is a size 33, they said, but yeah, I just like how it has like the curved hem there. Really nice. I enjoy it. Also a dark wash, so you guys could clearly see a theme of what I've been on recently. Flare, dark wash. Sign me up. Sign me up. Give me all of them. I'll take them. And now we have another pair. You can see there's a lot of a consistency in this video with the vintage, of course. Another pair of 517s. This time it's from Pearl Ivory. This is a 34 by 34. It's a little bit tight, so I'm not too sure if I'll let it go or not, but I really like the wash, so it's making me tempted to just like suck it up and do what I can. But I might let these go if they're just a little too uncomfortable. But for the time being, they're with me, and I'll make my mind up as time goes on. But we have this light wash, crazy light wash. Oof. It's gonna be hard. It's gonna be hard deciding if I should let these go or not. But Pearl Ivory is another super solid vintage account. If you guys are trying to check out some other stuff, other accounts to go and shop some vintage, definitely go check them out. But yep, really nice wash. You guys know how much I'm a sucker for a light wash like this. This is normally the type of wash I'd be buying into before I caught this dark wash bug. But now, nice little distressing on the knee. You see that gradient in the light wash. It's perfect. So yeah, super solid pair of pants. They're like a 34 by 34, but they fit more like a 31, I would say, or 32. But yeah, really nice. Just tighter on the thighs. You guys know I have a little bit wider thighs. My good friend James was so nice to think of me when he was out vintage shopping, and he found me this piece. I believe it's from Sears. which is kind of crazy. Made in Hong Kong, but just this sweater. And the pattern is what really got me. Like, there's so many details in the cuts. Like, there's quilting up here. There's a panel right there, panel here, corduroy collar, sucker for corduroy. This mid button up situation here. Just like a crazy cut overall. Like, I really, really like this. It's just very unique. Even like the panels on the arm too. Like, look at this detail. They don't really make stuff like this anymore. It's cool. And then there's like the V cut on the back. Super nice. I just found it really unique. I thought it would be nice in the fall, kind of shopping with fall in mind right now, obviously, because summer's coming to an end. But you gotta keep fall in mind. It's like when we all thrive. We get to layer, we get to enjoy the best and the worst of the elements. Don't know what I'm talking about, but on to the next piece. Okay, another piece from, oh my god, almost lit that on fire. But anyway, another piece from Pearled Ivory. They actually sent this like teal pocket tee, which is so soft to the touch, like really nice, paper thin. I don't have like many colors like this, but really solid color for the fall. Like I was saying before, fits perfectly, single stitch on the hand, on the arm, on the sleeve. So single stitch right there. And yeah, like I said, just super soft, super thin, and it's just a great piece of clothing. Can't wait to wear this one. Got little pops of color along with darker tones this fall coming up. That's what I'm feeling. That's what I'm enjoying. To the last piece, this is a pair of denim that I got on eBay. If you guys are trying to get some denim, definitely stay tuned to eBay because they definitely got some steals up on there. If you're into that, this is just like a nice classic blue wash denim. You guys say, how many of those do you have already, Kyron? Too many. Can't have enough. But this one was too good to pass up. I don't have too many 501s with this type of wash anymore, just because I kind of let them go because I'm really particular with how they fit and how the wash is. But this is the closest one I've seen as of recent, so I'll keep it for now. And if another one comes my way, you guys know how I cycle the denim in and out. But the collection is going sturdy right now. Kind of thick, not gonna lie. So I might have to shave it down. You guys know how I go with the vintage Levi's. I just keep on getting some and then I find better ones and I'm like, oh my God. And then another one hits the curb. Another one bites the dust. And that's the end of this video. I hope you guys enjoyed that. Really love picking up vintage and I love seeing your guys' reactions to the vintage content. I never really thought a lot of people would enjoy it the way you guys do, but it seems to be a hit and a lot of people are really buying into it now, which I'm enjoying myself. I've always appreciated it. So let me know what your favorite piece out of this whole video was, and I can't wait to make the next one. I clearly have a lot of it right now, but I always like cycling out my pieces. Keeps a fresh wardrobe. I keep my best of the best, of course, but always cycle out some items that are like more statement pieces, and then it allows me to have a fresher wardrobe that way. So if you guys are ever interested in any of the vintage items I have for sale, make sure to go check out my Depop. I'll have that linked in the description box below as well. Lastly, thanks to Scentbird for sponsoring this video once again. You could go check out my discount code on there. Kyron30 is the discount code, gets you 30% off your first order, which makes it 10 bucks for the first month. Amazing deal. Make sure to go check them out in the link in the description box below. All of that being said, I appreciate you guys for sticking around for this video. Makes my day seeing all you guys in the comments, supporting the channel as always. And I'm going to see you guys on the next one. Peace.